Hello, welcome to my videos on my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the MLB Standings week 26, where this week was played the week 26 of 2024 MLB regular season, and tomorrow will start the last week of the regular season. So this week, some teams qualify or clinch a spot to the playoffs, and another teams clinch and won East Division. And the most probably in the next week we'll have the rest of the teams that will clinch a spot in the playoffs. So let's start with the American League, the East Division, where in the East Division the New York Yankees clinch a spot in the playoffs. In this moment they have the best record in this moment in the National League. In this moment they are the number one team in the league, and they have the second best record in the all MLB. So the Yankees in this moment there is just 6 games to play. So the most probably is that the Yankees win tomorrow against Baltimore. Yes, the New York Yankees defeat tomorrow Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees are going to win the East Division. That is the most probably is going to happen. And in the Baltimore Ravens, in the moment, have a record of 86-70. They have 6 games disadvantage against the Yankees, and in this moment, the Baltimore Ravens are the best wild card team in the American League. So the most probably if the Baltimore Ravens are going to finish as the best wild card team, the number 4 spot in the American League. The rest of the teams, the Boston, the Tampa Bay Rays, and Toronto Blue Jays, are eliminated because they don't have any possibility to qualify to the playoffs. In the Central Division, the Cleveland Guardians this week won the clinch spot to the playoffs, and they won the Central Division with a record of 67. The Detroit Tigers and the Royals, nor the Twins, can reach them. And in this moment the Tigers and the Royals are in the playoffs. They are they are qualified to the playoffs in this moment. They have the 5th and 6th place in the American League, and they just need to win all the games, and they're going to qualify. In this moment, only the Minnesota Twins and the Seattle Mariners are the only 2 teams that are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs, and they can trade to enter to the playoffs. But it looks difficult, because I think that the Tigers and the Royals are going to win the most of the games of the next week. But let's see what happens, and the rest of the team are eliminated. So this is very great, because in this moment, how I told you, the Tigers and the Royals are in the playoffs, and the Twins are in the chase. And the White Sox are the worst team in the league, and they are eliminated. And in the West Division, the Houston Astros are in the division with a record of 87-71. The most probably is that the Houston win. The Houston need just to win two more victories to qualify to the playoffs. Or if the Seattle Mariners lost 2 games, they are going to win this division. And the most probably is that the Houston Astros are going to win this division. In this moment, the only teams that can hunt or are in the race to enter to the playoffs are the Mariners, but they need a miracle to win this division. They need that the Houston Astros lost all the games of the next week, and the Mariners win all the games of the next week to win this division. But now it looks difficult, and the Mariners in this moment they are in the hood just only to enter to the playoffs. But in this moment it looks difficult, because you can see here they have 2 game disadvantage against the Tigers and the Royals, and they hope that the Tigers and Royals lose 3 games in 5 games, so it looks difficult. And the rest of the team are eliminated. The Texas Rangers, the reigning champion team, won't qualify to the playoffs. And in the National Division, in the National League, in the East Division, the Philadelphia Phillies qualified to the playoffs. They have in this moment the second best record in the National League and in the MLB. They have a record of 92-64. In this moment they are the second set in this moment in the National League. They have 1 game disadvantage against the Los Angeles Dodgers. In this moment they have the best record in the National League and the MLB. In this moment they have 5 game advantage against the New York Mets, that in this moment are in second place in this division, a record of 87-69. But this is the same that happened with the Yankees. If the Phillies win tomorrow, The Phillies are going to win this division. That is most probably is going to happen. And the New York Mets in this moment they have a record of 87-69. In this moment they are the last team, the last spot in the playoff. They are the sixth set. They have a record of 87-69. In the moment they have this record of Arizona Diamondbacks, and they have a 2-game advantage against the Atlanta Braves. Remember that in the last 2 weeks, the Mets and the Braves were tied, but in this week, the Mets played better and the Braves didn't, and for that reason, the Mets are in this moment in playoffs. And the Atlanta Braves are the only team that are in the chase to enter to the playoffs. They are 2 games disadvantage against the last spot. They are the Diamondbacks and the Mets. So the Braves need to win all the games and wait that the Diamondbacks and the Mets lose 3 games to qualify to the playoffs. It looks difficult, but not impossible. And the rest of the team are eliminated. In the Central Division, the Milwaukee Brewers won this division. They have a record of 89-67, and they qualified to the playoffs. In this moment, they are the third set in the National League, and the Chicago Cubs are the only team that are in the hunt. Is supposed to enter to the playoff, but it looks very difficult because they are 7 games behind the Mets, and if the Mets win tomorrow and the Cubs lose or win, the Chicago Cubs are going to be eliminated, and the rest of the teams, Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates, are eliminated. In the last division of the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers are in this division. They clinch a spot to the playoff with a record of 93-63. In this moment, they have the record in MLB, and this is very important because remember that if the Dodgers qualify and they arrive to the World Series, all the World Series will pass or will be played through the Los Angeles. But first, they need to win this division, and let's see what happens in October. In this moment, the Dodgers have 3-game advantage against the Padres, and 6-game advantage against the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers just need to win 3 more games to win this division for 12 times in 13 years, I think so. And remember the last Tuesday or Friday, it was an historic day because the Dodgers scored 20 runs, but the most important is that Shohei Ohtani make a record or one milestone because he achieved the 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases, and he produced 10 runs. So this was amazing. In this moment, they have 3-game advantage against the Padres and 6-game advantage against the Diamondbacks. In this moment, the Dodgers are the first set, and the Padres and the Diamondbacks are the 4th and 5th set. They are in these two teams are in the wild card spots. So, how I told you, in this moment, the only team that are chasing to enter the playoffs are the Braves, but the rest of the teams are eliminated. So, how I told you, there is just one week left to finish the regular season and start to the playoffs. So it looks like that everything is fine, but in 1 week from now, I'm gonna to talk about the teams that will qualify to the playoffs, and later I'm gonna to give my prediction. So in this video, I talk about how are the MLB standings are through 26 weeks of games, and remember that tomorrow will start the last week of games of the MLB 2024 regular season. So this is all for tonight. See you next video. Juven.